Hello and welcome back. Last time we played as Japan and destroyed China. Today we are playing as China and seeing if we can survive against Japan. Nowadays China is a global superpower, but in 1936 it is a massive country, but it's actually quite weak. Now, even though this China is pretty big, they are considered a minor power and they are also struggling with corruption and technology. Today we are gonna see if we can survive as Nationalist China against the Japanese who are going to be attacking us, and of course also the Chinese Soviet Republic, which of course ended up beating Nationalist China. Now you might be asking, where did it all go wrong? We have an absolute giant country, but we only have 21 factories. And if we take a look at our divisions, we actually have 85 divisions. But don't let this fool you. If we go into our division designer, we notice that these divisions are absolutely horrible. Now these can be usable with the amount of manpower we have. I mean, if you just spam out 1,000 of them, they will of course somehow stand up against your enemy. However, bad templates definitely isn't our biggest problem. You see, if we go into logistics and take a look at our guns, we notice that we are missing 1,500 guns, which doesn't seem too bad. But you see, our land is filled with corruption and our advisors are actually lying to us. You see, if we start the game, this 1.5 thousand turns into minus 33,000 guns. But don't worry, those aren't the only problems. You see, if we go down here to check out our national spirits, we notice that our nation is pretty much useless. I mean, everything to building factories, to producing guns, to researching. I mean, look at this, minus 20% research speed, corruption in the administration, and corruption in the armed forces. So our nation isn't looking too good. Now we are being led by the brilliant Chiang Kai-shek. Let's see if he can turn around this country and if he can actually survive against both the Japanese and the Chinese Soviet Republic. Now we do have 8 military factories, and I do believe we have like 3 civilian factories that we can use. Actually 4, so fair enough. And now I'm gonna build up the steel over here because we are in a steel deficit once we start building guns. And once that infrastructure is finished, I'm just gonna build mills as far from the front line as possible. Now, production-wise, I think it's quite clear that we're mostly just going to focus on guns. Now, we also need some supplies, so we're gonna get some civilian trains. I do believe Japan doesn't have too many planes, so they're not gonna bomb our civilian trains too much. And I'm also going to go for towed artillery, one factory on that, because one of our templates actually does have support artillery, which can help us out quite a lot. And then just the rest, every factory we can get, we'll put on guns because we are in a massive deficit. And it actually, let's check, it's gonna take us 6,300 days to get 30,000 guns. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt us. But you know what the worst part in this is? These guns are old guns. These are Type 88 guns. So yeah, we don't have access to the 1936 guns. So we're gonna start off by researching those, and yeah, we also only have 2 research slots and we have minus 15% in research speed. So this is definitely gonna be quite painful. Now today I do want to go an alternate history path, so we are gonna go down the fascist path. And we have a very big focus tree right here. The middle one here is the historical path they went down, yes. The left path is actually democratic. Unify as the China Democratic League. We did play democratic last time, so we are going down the right path, or I guess the right wing path. We're going down fascism. And I'm also, yeah, I will start with this political focus, but then we are going to go down the industry focus so that we can fix our national spirits that we have over here. This focus, extend compulsory education, gives us neglected countryside, which will improve the national spirits. And then we'll also pick up this over here, or this one, I'm actually not sure. This will improve our inefficient economy, so that is going to be very good for us. Now I will do this path, strengthening our resolve, then I'll also probably pick up this and then go down the industry path. Now I did do this focus instead of this one because it does give us a political advisor, which gives us plus 10% research speed, and two others who give us fascism support and political power gain. And I'll definitely do these other focuses later on as well, but for now we are going to go down industry. We're going to get the guy who gives us plus 10% in research speed, and then we'll also pick up the guys that give us some fascism and political power, because both of them are going to be important for us. Oh, it also seems a German has gotten lost down here in China. Alexander von Falkenhausen, he's going to give us some division attack. I don't think we'll be doing a lot of attacking today, but I mean, if he's an expert, he can lead our armies. The Lingguang incident. This involves two nations down here in the south, the Jiangxi and the Guangdong Cliche, and one of them will become our warlord puppets, and the other one will have a choice to rebel against us, but usually they also just join our faction. There we go, the Guangdong Cliche has become our puppets, and the Guangxi Cliche will later join our faction, I believe. Now that we actually do have a warlord puppet, what we can do is request forces, which is going to give us 18 divisions. That is really good for us. Now, these divisions, I mean, they actually do have some equipment. Are they any good is the question. 4 infantry and 6 infantry. They're not too bad. I might put these 9 into guarding the coastline, and then I'll just throw the other with the 6 infantry into our defensive lines. Okay, so this is one of the first events that will kind of trigger our creation of the faction, the China United Front. One of these options is we don't go there, or Chiang Kai-shek arrives in Xi'an. Now I do believe this will kill our leader, and we also have the choice to get an alliance with the communist, the Chinese Soviet Republic, which is worth it. So we will take an alliance with them because the Japanese is our first problem. Our leader Chiang Kai-shek has just been killed, and he is replaced by this man Dai Li, who's just as good, so it's not really a big loss for us. And then we can also invite the Sichuan Cliche into our war. Not war, faction, I mean. I guess they can join our war later on. And we also now annexed the Northeastern Army, like I mentioned. And we get all of their nice divisions for free. They have 17. Do they have a lot of resources, a lot of logistics in them? For 4,600 infantry equipment. That is nice. I could disband them or I can use them. Okay, now I have completed the 2 industry focuses I wanted to. This is going to fix our inefficient economy, and this is going to fix our neglected countryside. Now I will go down the political focus tree. I think I will pick up this one. It's going to make our warlord subject a little bit better. Then I'm going to do these other ones that give us fascism support. Then I'm going to try and flip over to the fascist party. And then I will probably go down and do these military focuses because they will fix our military corruption. And by then we'll probably already be at war. We are closing in into 1937, so the Japanese are going to come for us very soon. Now I do have a pretty hard choice here. I could turn the Sichuan Cliche into our subject, or I save up and go down partial mobilization. But considering we are approaching our war, I think I will just save up until we are at war and I can select war economies. So I think I will turn the Sichuan Cliche into our subject so that we can get all of their divisions. It does seem they have like 30, which is quite a lot. So, oh, yeah, they have become our subjects. Now, how many forces do they have? 35. That's not bad at all. Now, before we plunge into our war with the Japanese, it would be smart to select a doctrine. Now, we have gone down the mass assault, it seems. And I am going to select a sub-doctrine for the infantry. Now, there are very good ones here. And we do have a lot of options, and they are actually pretty good. Now that I actually take a closer look at these, it's just getting harder to decide. Defensive postures is definitely good for entrenchment, but of course we don't only want to defend, even though it is our first step in the war. The Great War Infantry, it does give us a bunch of soft attack, which would be good. Large units attack, breakthrough, soft attack, very good. Now, I think what I will do is large unit tactics, not attacks. It will give us entrenchment speed, also supply use, which we were looking for, and soft attack and breakthrough for our infantry. So I think the best one from these is the large unit tactics for us. So I'm going to select that. Then later on, operations and artillery. It seems the Japanese are justifying against us. We are doing a party unified, which is going to flip our ideology. And we can also pick up this second father of the nation, which gives us plus 10% in attack on core territory and plus 15% in defense, which is really good. And we have now flipped. We only have 46 popularity. I would have expected a little bit more. And I can pick up war economy as soon as we get to 200 political power. Okay, so here it is, the Marco Polo Bridge incident. We have a choice to declare war on the Japanese, or I guess they declare war on us and all of the Chinese warlord states, or we can just cede the territories and we will get a truce with them until 1938, which is only 6 months. That's not really worth it. So we will just declare war on them, or I guess they declare war on us. And there we go, we are now at war. Now we do have some airplanes, only 70. I'm gonna send them over here. And all of these Chinese nations are gonna join our faction, I believe. They definitely join our wars and they join our factions. Very nice. Now we are as ready as we can be. We are still almost 10,000 guns in deficit. But the Japanese do like to do some naval invasion. So we have 24 divisions over here. And they are, of course, attacking over here. Now what I'm going to do is a defensive line. I'm going to use this river as far as possible, and then we will actually, let's see. Okay, so this is the defensive line I have decided. So I'm pretty much just using this massive river as our cover, because it will be much harder for them to attack. It seems they are leading a naval invasion over here, so let's send them over there to kind of cover these guys. And let's see how well we can defend against Japan. And we did annex this warlord state that was around here and kind of messed up our defensive lines, our front lines. And of course, we are struggling a little bit with their naval invasions. They will focus on those quite a bit. And they're not gonna be the only naval invasions. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a little bit painful in the first like 6 months. Maybe probably even longer, but the longer we are at war, the stronger we will get. Which kind of doesn't make sense, but we do have this war economy now. It's gonna help us out quite a bit. Definitely gonna build up our factories a little bit faster. And we also do have 10 factories now, which is cool. It seems this is our first encirclement of many to come. Only 4 divisions, but that is definitely gonna do some damage. And if we just can get more of those encirclements, it's definitely gonna do some damage in the long run. As soon as you get rid of one encirclement, another shows up. I guess that is just how Japan plays. But I think we should be able to actually take care of these. As long as they don't get a port, they can't resupply, they can't get more divisions into mainland China. So let's try and hold off these naval invasions as long as possible. Okay, so with the addition of this recent DLC, they have added coal, which means we have insufficient energy. We are missing 1 coal. Now this does slow up your construction and your production lines. So what we can do as China, we have access to this energy supply company. As long as we hold Shanghai, this one gives us plus 18 coal, so we won't have to worry about that for a while. Because we are a fascist country, Italy is sending us military support, so they will send us 2,500 guns, which is quite a bit. And we are finally also finishing up this naval invasion that they kind of started at the very start, and we are cleaning up these divisions. Let's take a look at the casualties. We have lost 105,000 people, but they have actually lost 300,000. So Yeah, with these divisions, it's probably gonna be a lot more. Let's check now. Yeah, they have lost over 300,000, so that is definitely gonna be very bad for them and very good for us. We are also doing our military focuses, so we are just gonna get stronger and stronger. We actually do have almost twice as many divisions as they do, so I am considering just pushing back. I mean, an offensive attack could work out for us now. They are a lot weaker. I mean, if you look at these, there's only like 1 divisions and we have like 4 on each tile. Of course, our divisions are probably weaker, but we could still pull off an offensive here. I'm not sure who I just annexed, but I got like 30 divisions, so I have another stack of 24. But we are now 14,000 guns in deficit. But if I would disband these, we would get 9,800 infantry equipment, which would almost fix our deficits. Now I'm going to start doing little pushes like right here and also down here. Let's see if their front line ends up collapsing, and then I can kind of just battle plan my way into Korea and Manchukuo. The Japanese are back with the naval invasions. They have retaken this area and they have also launched a naval invasion down here. You get rid of 1 naval invasion and another appears. Now that is a respectable encirclement. I mean, it is saying they have about 60 divisions, and that's like 10 right there, so they're definitely gonna be a lot weaker after I clean this up. I am also cleaning up this naval invasion up here a second time. That's only 4 divisions right there, but I did just get like 5 other ones as well. But there you go. Now I'm going to go on the offensive. What has happened with my front line up here? I'm not sure, but I think it is time to push against the Japanese and take back, I guess, these parts of China. Okay, let's take a look on how this is going to seem. Okay, green, a lot of green right there. Some red, but it should be fine. Okay, chances are we do roll over them. Definitely gonna do a lot better in these plains than in these mountains. But that could be a pretty big encirclement happening. Very nice. Okay, that's a small encirclement of 4 troops, and I am getting naval invaded. That is not good. Okay, they are over here. We do have 11 divisions just in case this does happen. Okay, it seems we are holding off this naval invasions. Not sure what these front lines are, but we can hold them off. That is important. We don't want to lose Shanghai again, otherwise we will lose the coal. I don't know if I did show that, but we did lose the coal. Attacking division speed. Yeah, we have been working our way down the military focus path, and it has made us quite a bit stronger. And there we go, naval invasion is being countered. Very good. We did gain 10 divisions from our puppet down here. That was really nice, and we could actually request more forces from them, but I don't think we need it because we're doing really well up here in the front lines. And soon enough it should trigger the peace event, where we get pretty much all of this region up here. Maybe even Manchukuo, but I'm not too sure. Let's see. Strikes. The game is trying to nerf us. We started off in such a bad position. I mean, we still have a lot of bad modifiers, and now we have strikes. Great. So we have to use political power to make sure we don't get too bad modifiers from that. I think Japan really wants this part of China. This is the 3rd or 4th time they are naval invading this part. That is incredible. I mean, I think Japan, you have some other things to worry about. Maybe they are trying to get behind the lines. I'm not sure what the strategy is here. Oh, look at that. Manchukuo has capitulated. That does kind of ruin our front lines. But we do have a few encirclements, so that is very nice. Now, this war shouldn't take too long to finish. And another foe falls. The Mongol military government has also fallen. Very nice. That means all we have to take is Korea. Okay, now this decision has me worried. Counter-communist infiltration measures. I'm kind of afraid that they can kind of annex us without going to war with us. Hopefully that is not the case here. But I do have some political power that I can use to still get some puppets. Now, there are 3 Ma's and Shaanxi. I think maybe Shaanxi, we could kind of encircle the Chinese Soviet Republic. So maybe that is worth it. Now Japan has launched another naval invasion down here, but they are offering peace. So what does this mean? Japanese Empire releases Korea. We become owner of Taiwan. Gets event Chinese people state accept peace. Okay, so we pretty much gain all of this area. Manchukuo as well. Korea becomes an independent nation, and we also gain Taiwan. So you know what? The war has been won, let's do that. And we have signed a white peace. Beautiful. Now we can prepare to take care of the Chinese Soviet Republic. For some reason, Shaanxi also didn't accept our offer for them to become our puppet, but that is fine. We have a bunch of focuses down here in the political tree that will give us a bunch of war goals and other things. So let's start by doing that. Let's start by reorganizing our army. We are 18,000 guns in deficit. We were actually at a plus. We also have lost some coal, which isn't great, but it will only take 100 days to fill out this deficit because we have 30 factories on producing guns. So that is going to be very good for us. Okay, I'm doing this focus. It will kick the Chinese Soviet Republic out of our faction. And it's also gonna give us a annex war goal. Now, I do think there might be a short truce between the kicking and... Oh, there actually isn't. That's weird. I can just immediately declare war on them. They don't have any allies. Interesting, so why wouldn't I do this? There we go. Let's see. Traitors, the lot of them. Some of our generals have switched sides. That's not great. Anything else bad gonna happen? Hopefully not. Let's see. They did have like 25 divisions. Now, if these divisions do move in quickly, this should be no problem. Should we call in our allies so we have this border with them as well? It would be free land, wouldn't it? So let's just call in all of our allies. That's gonna give us this border, which will let us move our troops over here. This should be an easy war. Famous last words. Let's hope it is. Now that is one big encirclement. They do have 21 to 45 divisions. With quick maths, they actually do have 29 divisions. Okay, so people are just refusing to join our cause. They just don't want to become our subjects. But let's see this unfold. Maybe not that many events at once, but let's see. There we go. The Chinese Soviet Republic has capitulated and we can just take it all. Will we have cores on them? We should have cores on them, right? Yes, we do. That is really good. Now that is really good for us, and the communists are no longer a threat to us. We now have 55 military factories. And let's see what other shenanigans we can get up to. We are almost in 1941 and we're about to get a 3rd research slot. Look at that. Finally, we can do some research and not be behind by like 3 years. Yay. Now I have worked my way down the political path and now we are reaching war goals again. We have some interesting options here. We could declare war on the United Kingdom, Portugal, or free France. We could also bring the wayward back into the fold. This will give us a war goal against Mongolia, Tibet, and Tanutuva. Reclaim what was lost. That only gives us an annex war goal against Tanutuva. So I think what I'll do for now is this one, and then I'll do the ones under that. Okay, I have just finished up this focus over here. I'm just gonna continue this. Oh, I have to do all of these. Well, I guess so. But I have gained a war goal against Mongolia, Tibet, Tanutuva, and I will be dragged into a war with the Soviets because they are in the same faction. But the Germans have also gone in on the Soviets. It is 1941, soon to be 42, so I don't have a problem with attacking the Soviets. So I guess I will just start by attacking Tibet, then also Mongolia, maybe Tanutuva, and the Soviets will join, and I have all my battle plans ready. Apart maybe from these guys. Do they actually have divisions down here? No. So this is just free real estate. Well, I guess thank you very much, Soviet Union or Soviet Onion. We have also lowered the autonomy on our puppets over here, and I am working on annexing them as soon as I can. Let's see how we can manage against the Soviets. I have changed my template to this. Hopefully it does well. Well, look who it is. The Empire of Japan is sending volunteers. Okay, apparently not. Maybe they are gonna fight the US soon, so they canceled that. But it is actually going quite well. We do have a bit of green down here, and the Soviets just don't have any troops over here. And I'm also trying to work on a collaboration government, which, well, I probably should have done a little bit sooner. But we'll see. Oh, never mind. They have now joined the war. Okay, so the war justification doesn't really matter. We can now attack the Soviets, and the Tibetans have already capitulated. And I don't even have that much war score. Wait. Okay, can I take it all? Hopefully I can. Okay. That is good. All of Tibet now belongs to me. I have now declared war on the Soviets, or I guess they have joined the war, and we can now march into Russian land and take out Mongolia and Tanutuva. Now, I would say the doom of the Soviet Union is approaching. The Germans have reached Moscow, and we have 20% in war score. We have taken 1 million in casualties, but the Germans have taken 5 million, and they are 79% towards capitulation, even though we do have a collaboration government with them. But I think when they take Leningrad, and maybe, I mean, they already have taken Stalingrad, but we're just gonna keep pushing no matter if we don't have supply or not. We want to take as much war support, war participation as possible. We might be losing a few guns, but let's not worry about that. I mean, it's just a number at this point, you know. Now, this must be a confusing timeline. I mean, imagine you're a German in this front line and suddenly there are people speaking Chinese. Yeah, they've just traveled all the way from China, and you've traveled all the way from Germany just to take care of the Soviet Union. Interesting. We can also start annexing our subjects. I did already annex Yunnan, but it just cost a lot of political power, which, well, takes a bit of time to get. 99%, come on boys, you can do it. A few more victory points and we should be finished with this war. Oh, it's lagging. Yes, there we go. The Soviets have capitulated. Great news indeed. I'm gonna take all of the Asian states, then East Siberia, then just everything I can. Okay, there we go. Let's see what kind of peace conference this was. It's a pretty... I mean, it's not the worst one. Why does the Russian Empire exist? Why? They just let them go. Wait, okay, great. They were fighting for us. Oh, maybe the UK? No, I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, that's unfortunate how this looks, but this part over here I like very much. Now, can we actually go ahead and finish up this path? No, why not? We must control all of Eastern Siberia. What does that mean? 92% completion. Does that mean I have to attack Japan? I think this might be part of that. Okay, so I can't really figure out which states I need to kind of finish up this medium term challenge and then finish up this focus right here. And I'm pretty sure if I would declare war on the Russian Empire, they would join the Axis because they are fascist. And yeah, I do not feel like fighting the Japanese just in case this is considered Siberia, but I'm not sure. It is saying I need 2 states, but it doesn't tell me where the 2 states are. Now, it might be Xinjiang, which I'm not too sure. Are they my subject? They aren't. I could kick them out of the faction and declare war on them. You know what? I'm gonna give that a quick go. You know what? I was actually spot on. The Russian Empire joined the Axis. Interesting. Our truce is about to end. Now, hopefully nobody invites them to a faction. I don't think there are any communist countries left. Let's declare war and let's hit this magic button. It shouldn't be too challenging. We have just taken their capital. Do they have any other cities? It seems they do. Can we push through here? Yeah, let them just walk over there. We don't really care about that. We just want them to capitulate. Can that happen, please? We're 90%, shouldn't take too long. And there we go. They have capitulated. We can take all of their land. Submit demands. Now, let's see if that is what we need. No, it isn't. 25 out of 27. Interesting. I wonder what they consider Siberia. Maybe it's this part over here, or maybe even these parts. I mean, it's only 2 regions. Surely it's not this part, right? This is 1 region, so I guess it's not that. Well, I'm not sure what it is. It could be Shaanxi, but I can't kick them out of our faction because they are non-aligned. Could try and annex these guys. Maybe that would do it. Let's see. We can actually annex this guy. Does that do it? No. Okay, interesting. Well, I guess I'm just gonna leave it here then. We did do pretty well. We started off very weak. We defended against the Japanese. That was definitely a struggle. Then we defeated Communist China, and now we have defeated the Soviet Union. Now we do have 300 factories, 7 million manpower, which actually isn't that much. We are 120,000 guns in deficit because of our garrison, I believe. Yeah, 100,000 from our garrison, 30,000 from our divisions. I hope you guys enjoyed. I actually enjoyed this playthrough, even though it was a struggle at the start. But that is what Hoi 4 is about. Kind of starting as the underdog and coming out on top. Now, if you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.